A new cookbook, raising money for Beyond 21, launches today. Joining me now from Beyond 21 is Jane McLaren. Welcome back to the show, Jane.
Thank you for having me back.
All right, so first off, let's talk about the cookbook and where the idea came from and how it all came together.
Well, as you probably know, this would have been the week for the Cornwall Food Fest. It would have been this Saturday, and with COVID-19, along with all your major events this year, it's not happening. But the cookbook, it came about in connection to the Food Fest. Food Fest is all about community. And no matter what we tried to do, we couldn't come up with a way to hold the event, keep it safe, and have that sense of community. So we started looking for other ideas. And the cookbook came about in that it's all people from community that have come together to make this happen. So you have local restaurants all across SDNG, business people, business owners, the mayor is in there, the MP, the MPP, all kinds of different people have contributed. So community has gathered around again and rallied together and come together to put this together for us. So it takes that sense of community from Food Fest and puts it into paper.
Excellent. So let's talk a little bit. Obviously, you mentioned the variety of local restaurants and our elected officials, but talk to me a little bit more about what we can find in the pages in terms of contributors to the cookbook.
It runs from signature drinks, appetizers, soups, main courses, like side dishes, munchies, desserts, you name it, everything is in there. Beyond 21 is some of our favorites in there as well. Anybody who's ever eaten Beyond 21 and has had Margaret Caesar salad begs her to bottle the dressing. The recipe's in there, so you can make it yourself, and it's easy. I've done it. It's one recipe I have. Um, there's just such a variety. It's a really neat cookbook because we didn't ask people just to give us this type or that type or everything around beef or everything around vegetarian. We just said share something from your heart. So it's a little bit of their hearts that goes into it. There's everything from there's gluten-free quinoa dishes, there's kid-approved dishes, you name it, you'll find something in there, and it's all donation.
All
So there's
right.
no price.
Yeah, so that's a perfect segue into this. So how can people get their hands on the cookbook? Like you said, it's all by donation.
It went live today. This is Monday, August 10th. It's live. So if you go on our website under events, you'll see a tab for it, and that will link you. It's on our Facebook page. It's on Cornwall Food Fest Facebook page as well. So you can go through any of those means, and it links you onto a donation page. So all you do is you hit it, click on make a donation, fill it in, makes a donation. You get an email back with your receipt for the donation, and at the bottom of that is information that takes you to a web page where you will find the cookbook, and then you can, your choice, leave it on your computer, save it, download it, print it, whatever works. And some people love to do recipes off of written, other people love doing it off of the computer. So whatever you want to do, you go for it.
Yeah, it's certainly great to have all both those options. Now, when we talk about all the different people that contributed to this, I have to ask: was there anything that stood out to you, or any surprises maybe that somebody contributed that maybe you weren't
Uh,
expecting?
Sheepshead actually created a signature drink for this. So they took time, and they took a few weeks of effort to put in and do it. Kids Corner, flip downtown. They not only found a recipe that was kid approved, but they've donated a kid's cookbook into our prize draw. And that's something I didn't mention. Anybody who makes a donation of $20 or more is entered to win a prize. We have two prizes, both close to $250 in value, and they are like gift certificates for local restaurants. I think we have six pies. We have like all kinds of things like that. There really is something for everybody. Rubens is in there, Bose is in there. There's how to cook the perfect turkey for your Thanksgiving dinner, and how to cook pita pizzas for your kids. So it's quite a variety. Surprises? I wouldn't say we're surprised. Cornwall is a generous community. One thing we looked for, because we know the businesses are hurting too. COVID has not just hurt charities; it's lifted the rug out from behind, underneath the feet of so many different businesses. So we didn't want to ask them for money. So this was a way for them to give back and support their community, but it's also a way for us to give back to them, because as you go through the cookbook, you'll see all the different ones that contributed, and none of them were out of pocket, which is great. And then the prize packages, those were businesses that said to us, can I give you something? So we didn't go asking. They started giving to us. And that was probably our greatest surprise, was just the generosity through that.
Excellent, and it's no secret, no surprise, like you said, that how generous our community is. Now, another ongoing fundraiser that's still going on is the Catch the Ace.
Absolutely. So we're in week 6, I think. We're over $1,500 in the collective jackpot. Some people don't understand. You do have to buy a ticket every single week. So one ticket doesn't carry you through the whole thing. It's a brand new draw every single week. So beyond21ace.org, get your tickets. It's on sale till midnight Tuesday, and the draw is Wednesday morning. And you know what? The more people buy tickets, the more money you're going to win.
Absolutely, and another fundraiser that just passed us this past weekend was the foot race. So why don't you tell me about how that weekend went?
Yeah, we've been busy fundraising. Great Raisin River Foot Race normally would have taken place in Williamstown on Sunday. We went virtual this year. We had, I think it was 65 or 66 runners who registered, which is pretty good for a virtual race. Some really good times. The 5K was won by somebody with 24 minutes. The 11K, I think it was 42. I'd have to look it up. But some very good times were out there. So people, you had from Friday till Sunday to do your own race. I got to do it. You know, and the race director never gets to race. I was out there and did the 5K, walking this weekend as well, which was fun. And we're just really thankful for the people who came out and supported us to do that.
Absolutely, and it all comes back to supporting Beyond 21, and we always talk about how important it is, but maybe remind our viewers just how important all these funds are going to be for Beyond 21 and people living with developmental disabilities, because we know that they're hit very hard by this pandemic.
They are, and it's anybody who follows me on Facebook, I put this big long essay, editorial, whatever you want to call it on. COVID-19, I think, has shown all of us the importance of community. We've come to value our families better. We've come to know more about ourselves. We've invested in things that before we didn't have time for, but we've lost something. And we've really come to realize just how valuable that connection to community is for all of us. The population we work with at Beyond 21, adults with developmental disabilities, their normal is to only have family as their social circle. COVID-19 very much imitates their normal life for their entire life. And I think this time has shown all of us that if we don't have that community and we don't have that opportunity to be out and connected and knit in to this huge place that we are blessed to live in, there is a part of us that is lost. So why should we accept that as normal for an entire part of our population? Beyond 21 exists so that people with developmental disabilities can be connected. They can have peer friends. They can be connected to community. That part that COVID-19 has taken away from us, we want to give to them. So the funds from all of these, be Catch the Ace, the Cookbook, even the Great Raisin River Run, go back into programming. So that COVID-19 reality that we're not all that enamored with right now is not their future. Instead, they have the same opportunities we do.
Well, what a wonderful mission and reason enough to support all of these fundraisers that we just talked about. So on that note, Jane, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for all your hard work to raise this money and to, as you said, ensure that our COVID reality isn't the future for people living with developmental disabilities.
Thank you so much for having me on.